Once upon a time, there was a proud man called Okeke. Okeke was well known throughout the whole village. He was so proud that he placed himself above every other person in the village. Few years later, Okeke got married to Ogechi, the most beautiful girl in the village. Okeke walked around the whole village showing everyone his wife, and he will brag about her everywhere he goes, telling everyone that his wife is the most beautiful damsel in the entire village. Ogechi got pregnant and later gave birth to a beautiful baby, of which Okeke wasn't happy about it at all. Okeke, on seeing the baby, called the baby an abomination child. He wasn't happy seeing the baby at all. Okeke locked himself in an enclosed room and was crying for days, asking God why would God give him an albino child, not knowing that every child is a blessing from the Lord. Okeke, out of anger and what people will say along with the community and society, Okeke divorced Ogechi, his beautiful damsel. Okeke called Ogechi and told Ogechi that they should do away with the child, that the child is an abomination. Ogechi refused to dance along with Okeke's tune of doing away with the child, of which this got Okeke angry and decided to divorce Ogechi before the community know of what is actually going on. Okeke divorced Ogechi and got married to Tabitha, the most beautiful maiden in Ikenga village. Not long after their marriage, Tabitha got pregnant and gave birth to a bouncing baby girl. Everyone were happy and they were all rejoicing. Okeke saw the child and was extremely sad. Another albino child again. God, what have I done? Okeke cried out very loud. Proud Okeke, who was more concerned about what the community would say, told Tabitha that they should do away with the child because he doesn't want the community to mock him. Tabitha refused to do away with her beautiful baby. This got Okeke angry and Okeke sent her out of his house. Few years later, after a long wait, Okeke decided to marry another beautiful maiden called Nneka. Nneka got pregnant and gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. Okeke was so eager to see the child. On seeing the child, Okeke fell to the floor and was rolling all over the floor crying, God, what have I done to deserve this? Another albino child again? 20 years later, Okeke became frustrated with life, gave up on marriage, and have decided not to have anything to do with marriage anymore. He became poor, depressed, and useless in the entire community and was in debt. Okeke became very sick and the villagers took him to the hospital and dumped him there because of hospital bill. The so-called community that Okeke rejected his 3 children for dumped him with no care and concern, leaving him lonely to the hospital bed. Suddenly, a young doctor walked into Okeke's ward and saw an elderly man lying lifeless and unconscious and decided to attend to him immediately, even without a payment. Few minutes later, Okeke was then restored back to a conscious state after serious intervention from the doctor. He woke up and saw a young man standing beside him with a white coat. The young man asked Okeke, "How do you feel now?" Okeke replied by saying, "I feel much better," and appreciated the doctor and said, "What is your name, young man?" The doctor replied, "I am Onyema Okeke." Okeke became very shocked as tears rolled down from his eyes and he asked, "Young man, who is your mother?" Dr. Onyema replied saying, "My mother's name is Ogechi." This left Okeke dumbfounded. Onyema, out of surprise, asked the old man, "What is your name?" The old man replied, saying, "I am Okeke, your father." He went ahead to apologize for all his wrongs and rejection. Okeke, out of concern, went in search for his other children and his wives. Tabitha's child was already in America, and Nneka's child, who was also in law school, were all doing well. Okeke pleaded for mercy and forgiveness, of which he was forgiven and accepted back into the family. A test was conducted by Dr. Onyema only to discover that Okeke was a carrier of a pigment that produced albino children. All children are blessings from the Lord in spite of your color and race. I believe you've learned a lot from this story. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more interesting stories.